Happy Saturday. We are live here in Jacksonville, Florida for the Flotilla Ron DeSantis boat parade. Hello, everybody. Brian Glenn here on the USS Orlick warship. We'll get into the history of this warship in just a second, but we're so glad you're joining us to be in the great state of Florida, where Governor Ron DeSantis has just done so many wonderful things here in this state, not only to lead the nation in a lot of policies, but also to keep freedom alive and well. And that's what it's all about today, is about keeping freedom alive and well. Now, we have team coverage today here in Jacksonville. We've got Liz Willis along with Vanessa Broussard is on the GOP yacht, the lead boat in this boat parade, and I had the privilege to be stuck on one of the greatest warships in American history, the USS Orlick, which was commissioned back in 1945, went into 1982, then went into a semi-retirement, was sent to the country of Turkey. They used it for a little bit, and then it spent some time down in Southeast Texas at the museum there, and then later, just a few months ago, repositioned here in Jacksonville. Now, it will be about one boat slip to the south of us, where it's going to spend its time for people here in Florida to come see this great boat. And we'll do a little bit of a walk around a little bit later in the show as well. So we've got a great broadcast. The boat parade starts at 12 noon, and we'll have extensive coverage on that boat parade, and we'll show you all the boats. I know there's been over 1,000 boats that are registered so far for this boat parade, and so we'll give you a little bit of perspective on that as well. And perhaps Governor Ron DeSantis might join us a little bit later. Let me step aside and kind of show the scene. We've got a good crowd here. We're on the third deck on this on the USS Orlick, and this is kind of a great observation deck. The parade will be coming down behind us, underneath the bridge, and circling back around. Like I said, about 1,000 boats scheduled for that. Now, boat parades are not. Or we're no stranger to covering boat parades, and here in Florida, it's what you do in the summertime. And of course, there is a ton of Ron DeSantis governor flags, of course, President Trump flags, MAGA flags. You see it all here today, and we're going to show you all that as well. We want to remind everybody, hey, we've got great patriots like yourself that help us do what we're doing today. So we want to encourage everybody to go to our website, rsbnetwork.com/donate, and help us continue to do the things that we do. I want to bring in Paul Renner. I'm bringing Paul Renner over here. He is the incoming Speaker of the House in Florida, takes his office coming up in November. Great to have you here. And I got to say, we were talking off camera. We've done a lot of cool stuff here at Right Side, but be able to broadcast off a warship has got to be one of my favorite things I've done so far.
Nothing more fitting to be in the free state of Florida on board a Navy vessel. The governor and I are both Navy vets, and we're here to celebrate America's greatest governor, Ron DeSantis.
All right, well, you take office here in November. Let's talk about the state of Florida and the concerns of the residents of Florida, and maybe moving forward as we get kind of crawled out of the COVID era, which I think Governor DeSantis did a better job than anybody in our country to do that. But what are the biggest concerns for Floridians right now?
Well, I think Floridians are looking at the craziness in other states right now, the extreme lockdowns, and just thanking Governor DeSantis and the legislature, our legislative leadership, for staying strong and not giving in to the craziness, defunding the police, locking down our schools, locking down our businesses. And so people are hopeful. There's a lot of optimism in Florida. We are a free and open state, and people, again, are optimistic. Our economy's booming. People are moving in, and there's no better indicator. You don't have to take it from a politician, but people vote with their feet, and people by the thousands are leaving failed states like California and Illinois and coming to the state of Florida because we're doing it right.
Let's talk about how red Florida is now. You have a majority here, but you're only a couple seats away from having a super majority. Does that send a message to the rest of the nation, to Hollywood and the progressive left, that you're not going to be able to come into this state and dump millions of dollars and try to brainwash the people of Florida? Because like you said, they vote with their feet, not with what they see on TV or see on social media.
Yeah, we had a far left group dump about $13 million into state house races where you're spending a couple $100,000 for a race. They won exactly no seats, and we flipped 5. So they have tried and failed. They will try and fail again this year. We're optimistic. We're going to not take anything for granted. We're not going to just ride the wave. We're going to go on offense and try to develop a supermajority.
You know, you talked about the economy, and obviously Biden just about 3 days ago came out and quoted how great the economy was, and actually it was going to surpass the Chinese economy. And then, of course, the inflation numbers came out. We saw how massively that increased from year to year. Florida, fuel cost. electricity for everyone's going to be heating, cooling their homes here shortly. That's going to take a toll on the American consumer.
Yeah, listen, people are losing their minds with the Biden administration and the Democrats and what they're doing. They're, are going to war against our energy sector. I mean, how can they cancel leases to develop American resources and go to Venezuela, a dictatorship, or Saudi Arabia? But they're doing that. They're artificially driving up the price. And now the latest thing from Biden is it's a good thing. It's part of a painful transition. But we have these resources, and we need to make sure we put our country first. And we're going to continue doing that here in Florida.
Today is the Bicentennial for the city of Jacksonville, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate that, to celebrate freedom, than being on this water right here. What's your thoughts on the boat parade today? I know we have over 1,000 boats registered and signed up. They're going to be assembling just down the river from us. What's your thoughts on this very kind of a historic day in the city of Jacksonville?
I think it's awesome. I grew up here, and, this became a thing in the 2020 race, and it's a thing here today in the beautiful St. Johns River. Hundreds of boats on the river that we can see before we kick off here today, celebrating freedom, celebrating our governor, and celebrating hopefully a fantastic victory this November.
Yeah, Paul Renner joining us now. If somebody wants more information on what you're doing and social media platforms, website, what's the best place for that?
VoteRenner.com. Yeah, VoteRenner.com, and we'll be happy to respond. But we're doing good things. We're going to continue standing strong with the governor and do great things in the next couple of years.
God bless you. God bless the state of Florida. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't expect anything less than Governor Ron DeSantis to have a boat of a warship. It's all about strength, courage, and leadership, and that's exactly what you get with the governor here. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate that. Let me step aside. We're talking about the boats coming from that direction. Let me swing the camera over so you get a better bird's eye view of what's going to happen. You see a few boats out there right now kind of gathering up. Just on the other side of that bridge is kind of where they're gathered, and they'll be coming towards us and then making a loop behind the bridge and coming back by. So you're going to have a great vantage point. Like I said, Liz Willis and Vanessa Broussard are on the lead boat, GOP Florida boat, so they'll be able to give you a great perspective as well. All right, coming up, we have Dean Black. He is the chairman of Duval County. Nice, glad to have me in the great state of Florida. I'm glad to be here.
See you.
Yes, thanks for having us. Let's talk about today and the significance of not only having it on the Bicentennial of Jacksonville, which is pretty historic, and this was the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that this GOP meeting in Florida has been in Jacksonville.
First time we've had the GOP quarterly meeting in Jacksonville, and it's the world's first Governor Ron DeSantis Flotilla. It's a fantastic day, and it is on our Bicentennial, so we've actually been planning this here for 200 years. And
we're finally here.
A lot of planning has gone into this through many generations, but it is going to be epic.
And when this boat first was brought into commission back in 1945, it went to 1942 to 1982. Would you ever thought it would be here? I mean, you would be doing it on a warship.
Yeah, well, I was on that ship back then. And
I want to check your ID card for that.
No, this is historic that we have this ship here in Jacksonville. It's just a great confluence of wonderful events. We're making history in Jacksonville today, and we are celebrating the free state of Florida, the nation's most beloved governor. And we are highlighting Democrat dysfunction all across the nation.
And we've seen it. I mean, within about 15 months of his residency there in the White House, we have seen the economy, national security, our border crisis, baby formula, food shortages. This almost seems like it was on purpose. I don't know how you can screw things up like he has if it's not on purpose. You just can't make the wrong decisions. You have to purposely make the wrong decisions.
Well, and let's not forget, inflation is through the roof. I mean, during President Trump's tenure, the terrorists were on the run. Now they control an entire nation. There's not a problem that we have or can conceive of that President Biden can't make worse.
Yeah, let's talk about Duval County here in Florida. What are the biggest concerns? So let's talk about the demographic, the breakdown, how strong the Republicans have in this county.
So this is one of the epic battlegrounds in all of America. We are a great purple city. And I can tell you that the Republican Party of Duval County is resurgent. We have cut into the voter registration lead of the Democrats. We just won a special election countywide just a few months ago, and we are setting the stage for Governor DeSantis to win Duval County.
Dean Black joined me here on the USS Orlick as we get ready for the boat parade, the Ron DeSantis Flotilla. First ever. We've been waiting 200 years for this boat parade, but it's going to start here shortly. So what do you anticipate today? I know we got 1,000-plus boats out there floating around. Do you plan on staying on this, or are you going to jump on one of those yachts?
I'm staying here. It's better to stay here. Let the boats come to you.
That's true. What are the chances of us firing this thing off and going off down the St. Johns River?
Probably not that good. We should probably just stay right where we are.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for joining us, Dean Black. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out here and inviting our crew on here. Like we said, we have team coverage up and down the St. Johns River. It is scheduled to start around 12 p.m., if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they should be right off the bow here at noon.
Of course, if people want more information on Duval County, what's the best website for that?
Go to DuvalGOP.com.
There you go. It's as simple as that. We appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What a great day we have here. And, of course, it is a little hot. The high is in the low 90s. Slight wind, it looks like, out of the south. There is a chance of showers, but looking at the forecast, it was pretty much later this afternoon. So we should be, weather-wise, should be fairly clear for our coverage here in Jacksonville. So glad you guys are joining us. And we want to remind everybody also to go to mypillow.com. That's mypillow.com. Mike Lindell has been a tremendous patriot for this country in terms of election integrity, as far as finding out exactly what happened on November 3rd of 2020. And this is one way we can all help him back. Go to mypillow.com, put that promo code RSBN at checkout, and you'll get up to 66% off your entire order. And I know you've heard us say that a million times, but there really is no better time than now to do that, because he's put his money on the line. He put his company on the line. And it's one way that we can give back to him, and in full transparency, a part of those proceeds go back to help this network do what we're doing. Because I'll say this, there is some local media here, there's some national media here that's on the other side of the boat, but we're the only ones here, the only conservative news organization here right now, and we appreciate everyone's support. So go check out mypillow.com and buy a pair of those great slippers, and a portion of those proceeds comes over to us. We just really appreciate it if you could do that today. mypillow.com. Mike Lindell. And a programming note, I don't want to misspeak here, but we could have some really big events happening next week. Please stay tuned to all of our social media outlets, our handles, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Gatter, True Social. Go and stay tuned to everything that we're doing there, because things are happening in this country, and we are going to react as soon as we get notifications. So I don't want to misspeak of what's going to happen, but please stay tuned to all of our social media handles. Also, download our app. You can go to your app store on your Apple or your Android store. Maybe have a few speakers behind us as well as we get kind of ready to kick this thing off as we head towards the start. Now, looking at about the time, it's 11:44. Let's toss to a special message from Mike Lindell and some of our sponsors here as we continue live coverage. And then after that, we're going to join Vanessa Broussard and Liz Willis, who are live on the St. Johns River. Brian Glenn here reporting live on the USS Orlick. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. A few minutes and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I want to give each and every one of you one last chance to get my original My Slippers. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now. Use your promo code, and you'll get your very own My Slippers for only $49.98. That's $90 off and the biggest savings ever. What makes My Slippers different is my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slippers. My Slippers' patented layers make them ultra comfortable, extremely durable, and they help reduce stress on your feet. Not only that, they come with an indoor-outdoor sole so you can wear them anytime, anywhere. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own. And now you can get them for the best savings ever, only $49.98. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own My Slippers for only $49.98. That's $90 off. We have extremely low quantities, and once they're gone, they're gone. So order now.
live. We've got a couple speakers talking to the group of people here. Let's listen in.
He's measured. He's an absolute rock star. He is going to be a phenomenal Speaker of the House. He's going to lead our delegation because here's the deal, what people forget in across the country, across Florida. It's a team effort. Everything we pass conservative home run after conservative home run over the last 2 years, but everything is a team effort. And our team is going to get a lot stronger with Paul Renner and his commitment and his willingness to be a fighter on behalf of Floridians. So let's give a big Florida GOP and a big Duval welcome to our great friend, Paul Renner, the next Speaker of the House.
Well, welcome. It is great to be here on a Saturday in the free state of Florida celebrating America's greatest governor, Ron DeSantis. We are going to have, I predict, a huge record-breaking victory for the governor and our legislature this fall, and it starts right here in my hometown of Jacksonville in Northeast Florida. And there's a reason why people are coming to Florida by the thousands. During the pandemic, other states violated people's constitutional rights, their right to free speech, their right to defend themselves. They changed what it meant to be America, but not here. And in Florida, with our governor and our legislature, your constitutional rights are not up for negotiation. We have passed very stiff penalties with respect to public safety. We believe, I'm a Navy veteran like Governor DeSantis, we believe you have an absolute right to free speech, even when that speech is contrary to everything that you and I believe in. But when that speech turns to political violence, and when you involve police officers in that and attack them, in Florida, you will go straight to jail. As well, in our education system, we've seen some awful things that came to light through COVID. And we saw lockdowns and shutdowns where kids have lost learning gains as a result of shutdowns in other states. We didn't do that here. We made sure that we kept our schools open. And we've also learned that there's a lot more indoctrination than education going on too many times. And so we banned the teaching of critical race theory in our schools. I believe we have an amazing opportunity this year, and I apologize for the microphone, an amazing opportunity this year to see an earthquake in our school board races. And I want to recognize Charlotte Joyce, who's with us today, and I hope you'll support her as I do. April Carney, I know, is out on a boat, but you got two great candidates you need to support in those races, and I'm sure there's others that you can support as well. But we're gonna change history in our school board. Cindy Spray, Manatee. All right, it's good to have you here. And we're doing all of these things, and we'll continue in our elections. We continue year after year to pass strong election reforms to make sure that Florida is the most secure and reliable state in the country to vote. And we will make sure that, as we did in 2020, that the votes are counted reliably on election night.
Yes.
I want to thank Dean Black. I want to thank Chairman Gruters, Christian Ziegler for organizing this. I want to thank our state committeemen and committee women and all the volunteers that are here today. Something special happened in Florida this year. You know, when I started in the legislature, we were down to the Democrats hundreds of thousands of votes. That has changed. We now exceed Democrats. There are more Republicans registered to vote than Democrats, and that is thanks to each and every one of you here and out on the boats working hard to make that happen. And I'm happy to say, because we're all concerned about who are these folks flooding into Florida, that many of them are political refugees. They understand that they want to live in a free society, and Florida represents the very best of America. And because of that, those new entrants, as they register to vote, are tilting in our direction in a significant way, making us redder, not bluer. Right. And that will continue. I want to say thank you for coming out here. We're going to have a great day. Look forward to it. God bless you. Keep up the fight. We are not just going to ride the wave here. We're going to go on offense and deliver a super majority in the legislature for Governor Ron DeSantis for the next 2 years. God bless all of you guys. Thank you.
Paul Renner delivering a few words here, and as we can kind of see the boat parade coming towards us right now. Yeah, let's see. Let me step aside. And
here comes the vanguard of the world's first Governor Ron DeSantis Flotilla. Let's give him a round of applause. They're still a quarter of a mile away, but I bet they can hear you.
So Dean Black is announcing that, here comes the first crew of the boats here on this DeSantis flotilla here in Jacksonville, Florida. Liz Willis and Vanessa Broussard are aboard that lead boat. I'm not sure if you're going to get a good look at that right now, but thousands of boats scheduled to come by us as we're here live on the USS Orlick. Just recently repositioned here in Jacksonville, came from Southeast Texas, will actually spend its time in the boat slip you're probably seeing off the side of the screen right now. It's going to have its time to be in a museum. So if you're in the northeast region of Florida, come on by here, and you can, before too long, you'll be able to walk on this great warship and take a look at all the great things on the history that this boat has done. But we're glad you're joining us. It is all about today, celebrating freedom, celebrating the greatest, really, governor in our country right now. I want to toss to Liz Willis and Vanessa Broussard. Hey, guys, you're on board the lead boat, it looks like. Take it away.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the lead boat for Ron DeSantis's Flotilla. I'm Liz Willis. I'm here today with Vanessa Broussard, and we are excited to be here. What you're looking at right now is the view behind our boat. Hopefully you've got Brian's camera and possibly still live as well. So it looks like we are about seconds away from passing that warship. So I can see it. I can see it right ahead of us, and directly behind us we've got dozens of boats that I can see going as far back as my vision goes. Before we pass Brian really quickly, I want to make sure I give a big shout out to Disme Coins. That's DISME coins.com. You can use promo code today RSBN for 10% off your order. They have some of the most incredible historic designs for President Trump's administration and beyond. Plus, you know how generous they are. They are doing a massive giveaway, almost $1,000 worth of silver and copper. It's super easy. All you have to do is interact with @DismeCoin on Getter. That's GETTR, the social media account. After they've been banned from pretty much every other social media company for being conservative and pro-Trump, they've created a Getter account starting from scratch. I want to see if we can get them to 500 followers today. So help out this conservative company and give them a follow over on Getter at DISMECOIN. That's DismeCoin. And we will be choosing 3 winners at the end of this broadcast, and we'll announce them and what they get in a little bit later on. But right now, I want to talk about what's going on this massive warship full of Republicans here in Florida on Jacksonville's 200th birthday. Vanessa, what are you seeing right now?
A lot of patriotic people, a lot of conservatives here today celebrating not only Governor DeSantis, but also celebrating the 200th birthday of Jacksonville. So happy birthday, Jacksonville, Florida. We're having a great time out here today. The people are waving, they're happy, they're smiling. Everyone having a great time. The temperature out here today, mid-80s, partly cloudy, so the sun is not beaming too bad. We do have some cloud coverage, so that's helping with the heat. But it's a beautiful day here in Northeast Florida, here in Jacksonville. We are on the Bounty yacht, so we want to thank the leaderboard group for inviting us, the GOP group for inviting us to be a part of this lead boat for the parade. We are having a wonderful time. We are seeing dozens of boats, like Liz mentioned, as far as the eye can see down the river here. We've been here for several hours, so have some of these other boats, just waiting for this to kick off. So we're going to make our way past the USS Orlick, which we just did, and then we're going to circle back around. So this is the beginning, and this is also the end. Now, some of the state's top Republicans have been meeting here in Jacksonville this week, and this is a grand finale of sorts, their grand finale party, this boat parade, thanking Governor DeSantis for everything that he's done for this great state. This week alone, he's had a busy week. He signed 6 bills supporting Florida's military families, helping find employment and educational opportunities for our veterans and also their families. So Governor DeSantis, very patriotic when it comes to our military. And this is all part of the Freedom First budget. He also signed a school safety bill after the Uvalde, Texas shooting, and also in the back of his mind as well, the 2018 shooting in Parkland. So there's a school safety bill that he just signed recently as well. It heightens response training and authorizes officers to make an arrest on charter school grounds. When it comes to constitutional carry, he is open to it. He says residents under constitutional carry can carry without a government permit. So he is definitely America first when it comes to his state. He puts Floridians first, and this state loves him. And by the turnout today, we can see that they do here in Jacksonville. Liz, it's just a beautiful day, and we've just had a ball so far.
It's been amazing. What a blessing it is to be able to come here and be a part of this. Looks like we're turning around. We're going to take this opportunity to go to the front, the bow of this boat, I think is what they'd call it. I'm most likely wrong. It's not often that I'm on a boat, much less a yacht. So this is a lot of fun here. We're going to gently, calmly, and safely move to the front of this so you guys can see the crowd that we're with today. Now our cam op, of course, has a lot of equipment on him, and we're holding some gear. So stand by as we make this quick little journey on the side of a boat. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Don't forget, we're still running awesome deals with MyPillow. I'm sure you saw that commercial with Mike Lindell. Biggest sale for his slippers ever. So you can get those for a great deal right now by going to mypillow.com/RSBN. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the lead boat for Ron DeSantis, Florida GOP and Duval GOP's first ever Flotilla. We are here today live with Right Side Broadcasting Network. Thank you all for tuning in, and you can see as we're circling, you can kind of see the tail end as it comes through St. Johns River right now. We are the lead boat, so we are turning around, and you can see how many, if you were to guess, how many boats can y'all see? Vanessa?
Lots. They're saying miles. Yes, we are seeing miles of boats. I'm going to bring over, we want to talk to Miss Billy Tucker. Billy, if you would mind joining us.
Hi, Billy. Okay, so reintroduce yourself and kind of what you do.
Okay, I'm Billy Tucker, and I'm a political activist, but I also run an organization called the Leaderboard Roundtable. And that's CEOs that get together and they talk about business and they talk about policies that affect their business, and they're highly involved in their community.
Now, before that, I heard it through the grapevine that you've been involved in politics for quite some time now. So when did you get started in politics, and kind of a little bit, what's your resume look like?
Okay, well, I got started in politics during the Tea Party days. Jacksonville was one of the largest Tea Parties in the country. We started here at the Landing, which is no longer here. One day, out of nowhere, we all said, let's get together and have a tea party and protest our government. So we did, and 5,000 people showed up, and with no advertising. We didn't have Right Side Broadcasting. We had nothing back then. So, yeah, we had an incredible ride, and we believe that we were the beginning of this movement, because when Trump showed up, we were like, yes, maybe we can all go back to our lives, which we found out we couldn't.
And today's event, there's a lot going on today. We've got the 200th birthday of Jacksonville. We're out here celebrating Ron DeSantis. Tell me what you think about your governor, Ron DeSantis.
Oh, for crying out loud. We love the Gov. He is the best governor in the whole state. I just came back from Lake Tahoe in California, and people out there were talking about our governor. And they're all moving here, by the way.
Oh, I know. Have you seen an increase in property values? I know right now it's housing market roughly where it's 20% across the United States increases, but
everything's growing here in Jacksonville, in Florida. But yeah, in Jacksonville, it's been awesome because we are welcoming people here. We want them to come here. We want them to escape. They are refugees from these blue states, you know.
If you were to sell Jacksonville to someone, what would you tell them it was like? How do you describe Jacksonville to someone that's never been here before?
Jacksonville is a sleepy town with a beautiful river that runs throughout the whole town. And actually, I will tell you this, we have big plans for us, and we're going to be growing up a lot in the next few years. But it's a sleepy, like I said, a sleepy town that loves we have great neighbors. We all love each other. It's a great place to raise your kids and come out and enjoy the river.
It's beautiful. And finally, the leaderboard table, your organization, that's been growing. I heard you wanted it to stay a little bit more localized, but you can't really contain it, it sounds like. How many How many members do you have, and how can people look you guys up?
We started 4 years ago with 4 members, and now we're almost to 40, and we are growing, and we've got people on the waiting list wanting to be a part of this. They love it, and we just, I have people saying, can you build one for me in Atlanta? I'm like, okay, well, we'll try. So
please do. Please build it in Atlanta. And what type of events? You just got back from Mar-a-Lago. So tell me about some of the other events that you do and how people can email you. Can they find you on Facebook? How can they possibly become a member?
Billy Tucker on Facebook. You can find me. And my name's out there. The FBI has it. Everybody has it. So it's not hard to find me. We do have plans. We feel like the community, the business community, needs to be involved in the political community. So we are going to be heading out and going other places. So we just have to find the right facilitators to do that. It's not hard, so we're going to expand.
Some of the coolest events ever you are just in charge of.
Some of the coolest events, I don't know. I mean, sure, going to Mar-a-Lago and taking everybody there. We went to see President Trump last year, and he remembered us this year. We went to see the 2,000 Mules premiere down there, which was, a lot of people don't like it, but actually,
what did you think? Was it eye-opening for you, or were you expecting it? Were you surprised at all by what was revealed?
Not really, but surprised that we had such great data. Do you know? Because they keep saying, oh, there's no truth to it. And this week, so I will say this, we are bringing in Catherine Engelbrecht with True the Vote. And she's going to be here speaking to our groups and to a public forum.
And is that your monthly meeting?
Mm-hmm. Yep. But we're also having a public forum. So people that want to hear from her publicly can do that. They can go on Eventbrite and find. Nope, they took us down off of Eventbrite. I forgot.
Of course they did.
I forgot they took us off of Eventbrite. But they can reach out to me, Billy at CEO Service Bureau.
After talking to us today, you'll probably have your account deleted. But we do appreciate you talking with us and organizing this beautiful event, Billy.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming to see it. And welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you.
And Ron, we love you.
You heard it here. Ron DeSantis, this group of patriots absolutely adores you. We've been going for a little bit in the opposite direction. So the boats are still coming as far as I can see. Are you surprised by the turnout today, Vanessa?
I'm really not surprised because I know that the state loves their governor. And so it's a Saturday. It's beautiful weather. We are on the water. So, of course, these people have come out to support their governor. But you know what? They're also supporting President Trump as well. So we see a lot of Trump flags as well as, of course, DeSantis flags. And this group that we are on the boat with today, they have been so generous. They're so happy, very optimistic for the future, despite where we are in the economy right now under the Biden administration. A lot of Americans suffering, Liz, with grocery prices, can't find baby formula for their babies, gas prices. The national average today just hit over $5 a gallon. That's the national average. It is under $5 a gallon here in Florida, but people can't afford to go to work. They can't afford their groceries. Just a lot going on. The border crisis. And so people want a change. They want America first. We're sending money overseas whenever our own people are struggling here at home. And Americans are fed up. And so we're seeing people out here today hoping for a brighter future, brighter days ahead. And again, we're all optimistic and thanking Governor DeSantis here in Florida for all of his hard work. He never backs down. He's a hard fighter and very strong. And we hear from viewers all the time who say he is America's governor because they hope and wish that the governors from their respective states can be just as strong as Governor DeSantis. And I even had a viewer last night write in the same thing saying, I'm heading to Florida next week on vacation because he is America's governor. So just think of the tourism that this state is bringing in just because of Governor DeSantis and the people moving here from Democratic states because they're tired of what's going on from the places where they live. They want to come to Florida. And so, speaking of Florida, one of their own, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Lisa Flick, and my husband's part of the Fernandina Beach Amelia Island Roundtable, and I'm his wife, and I'm here today to support Governor DeSantis.
Okay, so tell me about that group you just mentioned.
Well, he's the one that belongs to it, so I don't go to the meetings, but they do lots of stuff, and he comes home with lots of information a lot of times about, the direction of the country and the direction of the local government as well.
So let's talk about Florida in the last couple of years, and let's talk about DeSantis leading this state. What are maybe one or two key bills that the governor has passed or key issues that he's fought for that really stand out to you?
Couldn't tell you the bill per se, but I do know my 2 grandchildren that live here, they continued in school. And I was there at a luncheon with this group when he signed the, I can't remember, it was the STOP bill or something like that, but what you can bring into the classroom. But my grandchildren continued school while COVID was going on. And the other thing, we own a construction development company, and we stayed open during the COVID, other than the 2 weeks that everyone stopped. But if we would be out of business if we weren't allowed to stay in business.
So you mentioned your grandchildren. They obviously mean the world to you. Disney, Florida's largest employer. What are your thoughts on Disney right now?
Not very good, and I don't have any plans to go back, nor do I have any plans to take my grandchildren, nor do my son and daughter-in-law have any plans to go back there. And I have a good friend that works there, and he just left. So it's changed. Everything's changing.
Right, and I have a 6-month-old at home. Hi, Marty, and I could not wait. While I was pregnant, I would tell everybody I cannot wait to bring him to Disney. Now I'm looking for other vacation spots.
Especially during June. It's been like that a long time, and I'm just glad I don't have small children right now because they're growing up in a world and that I don't know if I want to see what's going to go on in 20 years from now.
And speaking on and staying on that topic of children, let's talk about sexual orientation teachings in schools. Governor DeSantis has nixed that, especially through kindergarten through 3rd grade.
Yeah, thank God he did. And I've got 3 grandchildren up in New Jersey, and God only knows what they're going to be. They are not in one is in public school, but the other 2 are in private. It'll be interesting to see what they are going to be exposed to versus these kids down here, which do go to a Catholic school, but I don't think the public. Well, Governor DeSantis did create that bill, so thank God for that.
All right, so just a few of the things that we love Governor DeSantis for. And you're seeing a lot of people flock to Florida as well from other states.
I do. My sister moved here from California, and we do nullify each other's vote. But up where I live in Amelia Island, Fernandina Beach, the growth is phenomenal, as I guess St. Johns County, but they're slapping houses up, and I'm not real thrilled about everyone coming from New York and New Jersey and those color states. So we're going to turn very purple very fast.
Well, hopefully we'll wear off on them.
I hope so.
If they're flocking from those states, there's a reason.
I hope so. I hope they will be enlightened.
Keep Florida red. That's the plan. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're having a great time, and we're going to show you some more of this boat parade. We're just going back and forth in circles, going in front of the USS Orlick. That's where Brian is. And Liz, you have been speaking to this man right here who y'all have a connection because it's a small world.
It is a very small world. I've got Michael here with me, a Florida native, and we can actually see, we could see, let me turn around. We can see right now one of the properties that you said you developed. Is that right, Michael?
Correct. Yep. We developed that building in 2007, San Marco Place, condominiums.
So what we're looking at, if you just want to see for fun, because what an amazing accomplishment. If you look to the left of the bridge, there's the massive one, and then to the left of that, you've got the kind of sand-colored building with the red terracotta roof. Incredible. So if you're able to do something like that, you know a lot about Florida and its economy. What do you think of what's going on right now with Florida's economy as well as the international economy, inflation? Just hit us with it, because I feel like you gotta be real smart.
Well, the inflation is obviously out of control. Interest rates obviously are going crazy. I think in spite of all of that, Florida is still in a great situation because of, number one, because of Governor DeSantis. He's just done such a remarkable job with our economy. We've got one of the best, balanced budgets in the nation. And I just think his leadership has really helped us a lot. The in-migration here is a direct result of the way Governor has managed the state through the crisis, through the pandemic, and that's paying dividends now economically. The housing prices continue to soar in spite of the inflation and in spite of the rising interest rates. There's still a huge shortage of housing across the country, and in particular in the Southeast. So I still feel very, very bullish about the economy in Jacksonville and throughout Florida.
If you were to explain what it was like under COVID, under Governor DeSantis, what was his leadership like? Were you scared at any point, or were you kind of confident knowing that he had your back? There was a lot when it comes to Florida. You had the antibodies, multiple different treatments that you could use for COVID that weren't anywhere else in the country as well. It's just, but at the same time, you also had a lot of freedom. You were able to still go out. You didn't have to wear masks in open spaces. So what was that like for you?
Well, you know, Ron DeSantis is the kind of guy you want in a foxhole with you because he's a calm leadership in the face of a storm. You know, in his background, when you look at his education, his Harvard, his Yale education, his competitive spirit from a sports standpoint, his role in the military, he was a JAG. Every step of the way, the man has made good, calm decisions. He's been through a lot of adversity himself, but he knows how to handle it. And I think that leadership, it kind of filtered through the state, and people felt, okay, if this guy's telling us it's going to be okay, we need to believe him. We need to rely on him because he's got access to a lot more information than the average person does. And so we trust him. We knew he was not going to steer us wrong. We knew what he was telling us, he believed in his heart to be true. And I think that let Florida survive and flourish. And I think, again, that's what's created all this positive growth.
Ultimately helping everyone, but especially someone that's developing high rises, because you're going to have a lot of people moving here that need more places to stay. Now tell me, what's the backlash like for DeSantis here in Florida? Is there anyone that can compete that's competition as far as the GOP goes, or even as far as a liberal candidate running for governor? Would that ever happen?
I don't see anybody competing with him, to be honest with you. Even, you know, I have a lot of friends in all parties because, you know, we deal with everybody. We try to be, you know, we try to be nice to everybody. And even some of the people that I know that are pretty hard left don't think he's going to be beat. I mean, and I think the polls will indicate that, you know, his popularity continues to grow. So as long as he doesn't stub his toe, and I don't see that happening, he's too smart for that, I think, you know, he'll certainly get elected again in November.
So, final question, then we're going to toss it back over to the warship, but if you had to choose Ron DeSantis, do you want him as your governor or your president? This is just a fun question, no wrong answers, I'm just curious.
Well, we'll decide on that once he decides on what he wants to do, but I can tell you if he decided to do that, he would do an amazing job. Politically
correct answer. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michael. All right, back over to that warship, over to Brian Glenn for the next 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to show you the rest of this crowd here today. Miles of boats out in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, for the first ever Flotilla Ron DeSantis Florida GOP boat parade.
All right, thanks, Liz and Vanessa. What a great shot we were getting from the lead boat there. Brian Glenn here live on the USS Orlick, parked just offshore here, and what a beautiful sight you're looking at on our main camera here, all these boats coming by. I want to bring in Christian Ziegler. He's the co-chairman of the Florida GOP, and man, we were just talking off camera. I didn't realize how many votes turned in Florida, and really particularly this county, if you just go back 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, correct. In 2008, I think we had 650,000 more registered Democrats than Republicans in the state of Florida. Now we are at 140,000 more registered Republicans than Democrats. So we're talking almost an 800, almost 900,000 vote swing.
And you attributed that to what?
Well, I mean, look, obviously you had President Trump, who did a fantastic job while he was in office, and as president, that really motivated a lot of Democrats that frankly looked at their party, that party left them, and they decided to come over to the Republican side. And then when Governor DeSantis took office, I think we were at 260,000 more Democrats than Republicans. Today, again, we're at 140,000. That's almost a 400,000 vote swing since Governor DeSantis took over. And what people are doing is they are seeing that the Republican policies and the laws that we're passing are working in Florida. We're protecting and we're promoting freedom here. And it's infectious. People want freedom. Americans, it's in our blood. We want freedom. We're getting that in Florida with obviously President Trump lives here. You got Governor DeSantis governing here. And you see all these boats. I mean, this is in 1 month. Over 1,300 boats, probably 5,000 people if you do 5 per boat. People are coming out. They love freedom. And I think we're not seeing that in Washington and the other states.
We're not, Christian. I'll go a step further. I think as the media and the left really starts to squeeze us, they know the target is over them. They know that people are waking up and they're seeing states like Florida and say, wait a minute, this is how we want to live our lives. All these regulations, all these shutdowns, all these rules that just make no common sense at all. the American people are fed up, and this is what you're seeing right now. Is it a great example of people are like, you know what? We're going to be out celebrating freedom, and you know what? Maybe I will move to the great state of Florida because this is what God intended us to be, is free.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, look, when this country was founded, you talk about the, Boston Tea Party, and you talk about some of these other, during the colonial time, stepping up and really, freedom's in our blood. It's just in the American blood. And that's why we started this country. I believe that it's really across the country. People desire it. And when you have a governor like Ron DeSantis, I mean, I tell my wife, every night I go to bed and I think, man, I couldn't be happier with my governor. And then I wake up and sure as hell, he proves me wrong the next morning.
Something else.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, man. Yeah. And every day, this guy, there's so many politicians that say that they're going to fight, and then when there's a fight, they run away from it. Governor DeSantis, he's running towards every single fight for us. And this is where the support's coming from. And it's paying off for our state. Florida freedom's real. It's working here. People want it. And I think that the other states really need to look at Florida and start enacting some of this stuff.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this today. You don't see events like this coming from the left or the Democrats. I mean, what did you think they would celebrate this country? You think they would celebrate the freedoms that we have? But honestly, Christian, let's think about this a second. If I'm not aware of any events that the Democrats are putting on like this, is there a Biden boat parade? If that happens, I want to go check it out because I really don't think they celebrate freedom like conservatives and Republicans do, because we understand how great we have it here, Christian. We live in the greatest country in the world. Why not celebrate it? I just don't know why they're so angry all the time, and you certainly don't see them putting on events like this.
You are exactly right. And look, as conservatives, we believe in the individual to be successful. We believe that this country is the greatest country in the history of the world. And we believe that if you're an individual and you work hard, you can accomplish anything. We celebrate that. Our party, our Republican Party, as vice chairman of the Republican Party of Florida here in our state, we celebrate freedom. We celebrate that anyone can do anything. And that's what you're seeing here. I mean, Democrats, they want to say that the American flag is some symbol of racism. I mean, that's what really CRT is.
But what's interesting, Chris, I'll stop you right there. In 2008, 2009, I actually said at that point, now there was a tweet somewhere on my feed that said, I think the American flag will soon be one day a symbol of hate, because I saw the direction we were going, Christian. And sure enough, you drive around your neighborhood, if you see an American flag, you can kind of figure who they support politically. And it is a shame that you look at our flag and automatically we're assumed to be racist or xenophobic or homophobic. We just love Americans. We're patriot.
No, and it's really, we believe in unity. We believe in Americans. I don't care what race. I don't care what gender. Yep. We believe in Americans, and we love this country. And you're exactly right. It's kind of sad. You drive around the neighborhood, and those that have American flags are typically registered Republicans. And you see the other side, they're flying every other flag, every other color that they can find. That's not a red, white, and blue flag. Yeah. And it's a shame. We should all be flying the American flag. We should all be celebrating our country. We should all be unified in our love for the country. You can have disagreements on policy, but, it really looks like the Democrats actually hate America. Yeah. The policies they're putting forward, they're trying to dismantle this country. And the Republican Party of Florida, I can just vouch for us. We're not going to let it stand in our state. Our governor's taking the lead. He's not going to let it stand. We love America. We love freedom. And we're not going to let them destroy this state. And hopefully we can push back and prevent it for the country.
Christian Ziegler, Brian Glenn, live on the USS Oric. Now, this ship here is relatively new to Jacksonville. It was just, I think, in March, kind of floated down here from southeast Texas. And let's see if we can spin the camera around real quickly. We're on the third deck here, and we're in the back of the boat. And don't ask for boating language. I can't tell you what the terminology is there for that. But we're on the back of the boat. And what a great vantage point we have. We've got some great GOP, Florida, Duval County, special guests here on this deck. And of course, everybody, we heard a few words earlier from the incoming Speaker of the House in Florida, Paul Renner, I believe. He's taken his place. Let's talk about, we got a majority, but here in Florida, you're almost having a super majority.
Yeah, we are very close. And I think this cycle, we have a great chance to accomplish it. We have some really good leaders in the state of Florida. And again, they're really following Governor DeSantis' lead. I say he has a spine of steel. This guy's not backing down. He's looking for the fights. He's delivering legislatively. When we go through our legislative session, our 60-day legislative session, every single day he's championing stuff that's conservative. The only problem they have is they don't have enough time to get out the word about how great they're doing and the stuff that they're passing. So we're very fortunate, good leadership in Florida, and that's why people are flocking here. Our only problem in our state is it's tough to find homes. because everyone's trying to be here.
It is. Hey, let's see if we get a shot. I believe that's the lead boat. Let's see if we can pull in tight. We'll step aside, Christian. Let's see if we can. That's where Liz Willis and Vanessa Broussard are currently hanging out on the St. Johns River. We're so glad you're joining us on this beautiful Saturday in Jacksonville, Florida, for the Flotilla Ron DeSantis boat parade. You know, we've been down to Florida several times for the President Trump boat parades. There's nothing like a President Trump boat parade, but let me tell you something. If DeSantis and Trump got together and said, hey, let's do one giant boat parade, this is kind of what it might look like.
Actually, you probably wouldn't see water. There would be so many boats out here if we joined the energy behind the president with the energy behind Governor DeSantis. But really, in the state of Florida, this cycle, that synergy between the two is going to really, I think, propel them to victory. We're going to have an overwhelming victory in Florida because of it. But look, in Florida, you guys are getting a taste of it watching here. Appreciate Right Side Broadcasting. You guys are fantastic, Brian. Your crew out here really giving everyone around the country a little taste of freedom from their couch while they're sitting here watching it. I do want to say that everyone is welcome to move to Florida. We'd love to have you here. If you love freedom, we want you.
I was going to say, I support that, but leave your liberal leftist politics at the state you're escaping. Don't bring it to Florida, and if you decide to come to Texas, I'm going to speak for the state of Texas, don't come to my state either.
No, that's exactly right. You stop at the state lines. There's Georgia that's having some issues over there. You can go enjoy some, fascism up there, I guess. But no, down here, we love freedom. Anyone that moves here, the expectation is that you should love freedom. We're limited government, low tax. We're anti-indoctrination for our kids, really protecting parental rights. So everything's working in Florida. I mean, this really is the gold standard of freedom is here in the state of Florida. And Governor DeSantis gets a lot of credit for that. And that's why we're here celebrating. I mean, look at all this is wonderful. This is fantastic. People are so excited to be here.
Yeah. For people want more information on Florida and the GOP and what you guys are doing right now, what bills you might be discussing, what's the best website for that?
So you can go to florida.gop, or you can follow me on Twitter if you want. It's just Chris, CHRISM, and then Ziegler, which is ZIEGLER on Twitter. And I'm always sharing the news and stuff, but you guys are fantastic. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone really watching from home. We need everyone to stay in this fight. I don't care where you live. We need your help to take back this country. And it starts by the patriots of Right Side Broadcasting watching this, absorbing it. But we need you to get off your couch and take action. That's what we need now.
I agree. Get off your butt off the couch and take action. And we've always said this, Christian, if you don't like the world that you live in right now, start with your community. Start with your school board. Start with your city hall, your city council. Look at the agenda they're putting down in your schools and fight back right there. You don't have to run for congressional office. You don't have to run for senator or governor. You can start in your own backyard and you can make a huge difference. And you can do that and you can share this broadcast. Let me tell you something. You never know who you might touch right now who's not following Right Side or not following any of the events in Florida. Share this broadcast, tag a friend, and say, hey, look what's going on in Florida right now. You got a boat, you want to move to Florida, this is a great reason to do it.
So that's a great point, actually, Brian, is one of the greatest, most trusted sources of information aren't doctors, aren't professors. It's quote-unquote people just like me. And when you share this broadcast and you share Right Side Broadcasting to other friends and they see where you stand and they see some of this content, they're going to absorb it and believe it a lot more than some of this other content that's out there that's being pushed out. So we need everyone to get the word out, and you are exactly right. Get involved at the local level. My wife's on the school board, but I also encourage people, get involved with your local county party. There are open seats in your county party. We want you to join our county parties. We want you to take a stand, and then when you're ready, we're going to help you run for office, local office. And as we've seen over the past couple of years, the school board level is arguably the most important position in the country anyway, because they're shaping children, they're shaping the next generation, and we need everyone to step up, and we need to counter what the left's been doing. The left's been playing this game for decades. They've been infusing and infiltrating and really infecting our school boards for decades. Now we're standing up. Governor DeSantis here in Florida is going to be involved in these school board races. He's stepping up, and we're not going to let it happen. But we need patriots that are watching this channel to step up. Go right now and file and run for office. We need you.
I love it. Kristen Ziegler joining us here at the USS Orlick here in Jacksonville, Florida for the Ron DeSantis Flotilla Boat Parade. We also want to remind everybody, we got bond patriots like Mike Lindell over at MyPillow, and I just encourage you to go to his website right now, mypillow.com. And you know what? Get one of those robes, get the bath towels, get the slippers, the dog bag. It's all there, and it's all on sale just for you. Put that promo code RSBN at checkout and get up to 66% off your entire order. We cannot tell you how many things that Mike Lindell has done, not only for this country, not only for the state of Florida, but for us as a company for Right Side. And so we're very appreciative of what that man has done. He's put his own money on the line to fight for America, and let's fight back. We can fight back with our dollar, and it's really easy to do. Just go to mypillow.com, put that promo code RSBN at checkout to get up to 66% off. And also, you can go to mystore.com as well. There's thousands and thousands of products on there. And if you see one of these American flags that you see on here, these Trump, these DeSantis flags, that are just hundreds of them all over these boats, well, type in American flag, Trump flag, DeSantis flag, and you can shop those items at the mystore.com. So you can go in there and buy a flag, put that promo code and save. And it's just a great way to give back to him. And also, full transparency, a portion of those proceeds goes right back here to this network as well, here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. We're so glad you're joining us. And this USS Oric is an amazing warship. It was decommissioned back in '82, spent some time over in Turkey, but now it's spending some time off the St. Johns River here. And we're so blessed to be on this great ship. And shout out to all the people in Southeast Texas, Orange, Texas, for allowing us to have this boat, because it left there. All right, we're going to toss over to, here in a few minutes, we'll talk back to Liz Willis and Vanessa Broussard, who is live on the lead boat. They have a pretty sizable boat themselves, so we're going to toss back there in a few minutes. But I want to remind everybody, you can also follow us on all the social media platforms at Right Side on, or at RSBN on Truth Social. Search for us and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, coming in hot at Rumble. Always enjoy you guys watch us on Rumble. You can also download our app as well on our iTunes, your Android device, and you can always follow us on Getter as well. We are certainly that is the best place to keep up with all the things that we're doing. I said this earlier. Some big news could be dropping next week, and we're going to be all over that. And the number one way you can stay attuned to all of that is to follow us on social media. You can follow me as well at Brian Glenn TV, BrianGlenn TV. You can follow me as well. I will, as I get information, I'm going to push it out. And I'm not looking to be the first at pushing out information. I want to push out the most factual and the truthful information. So sometimes first is not always best, but we're going to make sure that when you follow us and you watch us, you're getting the fact. All right, we'll toss it over to Liz Willis and Vanessa Broussard live on the St. Johns River. Guys, take it away.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Liz Willis here with Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm on the lead boat at today's Flotilla event, and what an incredible boat this is. We've been able to show you some of it. I'm going to have the owner of it do an interview with Vanessa here in just a minute. I have a fun surprise he doesn't know about yet. I'm going to try and keep my voice down, but at the conclusion of his interview, because he's been so generous, he actually donated this boat and the second boat, which you've been able to see some, we'll point it out later, but he donated it to the Florida GOP for today's event out of the kindness of his heart to come out and to support Ron DeSantis. So we're going to give him this incredible silver coin from Disney Coins. I want to hold it properly. I'm going to show you guys the front of it. Absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it says 0.1 ounce silver, 0.999% silver. Front it says 45. In the back, this is where they get fun with the designs. We've got, this is an official boat parade Trump coin from Disney Coins. Their website is www.disneycoins. These are all limited edition, so what they have left is what's available. They have some incredible new designs. Personal favorite one that's, I believe, as of today, available for pre-order. Don't be mad if I'm wrong, but it's the Ultra MAGA King coin. Of course, that phrase is coined by none other than President Biden. So perfect coin. Check out all of their designs at DisneyCoins.com. They have new designs every single month, but I just think this one in particular, as much as I want to keep it, is the perfect gift to give. So at the end of his interview, we're going to surprise him with this coin from Disney Coins. Do us a favor today, because we have a huge giveaway at the conclusion of our event today at 2 p.m. So hour and a half shy, close to 2 p.m. We are going to announce 3 major winners. Everyone is going to get around $250, the 3 winners worth of silver or copper. So you can make sure that you're entered that giveaway by going over to Getter, the social media site, and following at Disme Coin. That's at DISME Coin. Just follow, leave a comment on any of their giveaway things. We're going to go through some of their page later and pick a few winners. But right now, over to Vanessa, who's going to interview the owner of this incredible boat.
Yes, absolutely. We're having a great time on this yacht today, and the owner of this beautiful boat is very popular. He's chatting with everybody today. We've had a great time. This is John Williams, owner of Lamb's Yacht Center. You're tall, or maybe I'm short, or both.
Well, I can't answer that.
Well, I'll just leave it at you're tall. So, okay, so we are having a great time. You're from this area, and you are responsible for us leading this parade. How did you become the lead boat?
I was asked by the Republican Party. I'm on the river a lot, and we do this a number of times with different boat manufacturers and rendezvous, and so it's pretty easy to organize a big group by barking orders and tell them to get in line. Yeah.
And so why did you choose this boat to lead the parade?
I own it.
But you own multiple boats, correct?
I do. I've got more than I care to admit.
Okay.
But we have to have one boat for each activity.
Okay. And so let's talk a little bit about your center. And when we drove in today, we saw a lot of boats there. Talk about your center based here in Jacksonville.
Right. So we're in the Antigua River. We have 200 slips. We're a full-service marina and yacht center. Most of our customers are from the Midwest and the North, and they come stay because we have covered slips. Very unusual to have covered slips up for 80-foot boats.
And so let's talk about today. What a wonderful event this is, and the weather has cooperated. We were looking at the weather this morning, and it was forecasting some rain for later in the afternoon, but it's held off.
To have the cloud cover is wonderful because it's hot and humid. If the sun was out bright, we'd be cooking. So that's a special treat. The weather's great. We had a lot of participation. I think everybody was pretty enthusiastic. We were on the radio cutting up with a lot of people. And we had some horn honking when we went by the big vessel, etc., right? So anyway, yes, it's been a good day.
Let's talk about the turnout. Are you pleased with the turnout today?
Yeah, they said they had 1,000 boats registered, and I guess we'd have to get a count. We pushed it pretty good. We had all different size vessels, and I think everybody showed their allegiance and enthusiasm for the political party of choice, and they're kind of excited about having DeSantis be reelected for governor.
Yes, and that's coming up in November. So we have a couple of months ahead of us before those November elections, and DeSantis will be on the ballot. Let's talk about Floridians and their love for the governor.
Well, you know, it's nice to have some common sense and not worry about political ramifications. So it's nice that the governor uses what he knows about the state and about the people that live here and make the decisions that are, well, you know, fair for all concerned. So we're real pleased with that direction that he goes, and doesn't have to worry about the consequences.
He's a fighter.
He is a fighter.
A bulldog.
That's right.
Yes, he is. And so we were talking earlier that people from other states love him as well, and they're calling him America's governor because not only does he love Floridians, he loves all of America. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I do. I agree with that. I think he reaches a lot of people all over the country that are looking for some good decisions with the different problems that we're facing.
And so let's talk about some of those problems. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, you think about it, we had the Trump years, which were great, and then the COVID hit, and there was a lot of misinformation, or there was a lot of information, but there wasn't much common sense. So it was kind of cool to see him keep the businesses open, the state open. Life was pretty normal. He let people make their own decisions on their personal health, and just a big dose of common sense with a lot of, maybe I'll say, bogus information, right, that was coming out.
Fake news?
here we are talking to the press, right?
But we're not. We're Right Side Broadcasting Network. And so, talking about COVID, Florida was maskless before most of the nation. Most of the nation was still wearing masks, and you were walking around freely.
Yep, we were, and it made sense to us. So we were guarded in how to take care of our personal health like everybody should. And we weren't forced by the government to tell us how we should take care of ourselves. So
Are you feeling comfortable about November?
Oh, I am, yes. Don't have any hesitations against the Democratic side with Charlie Crist. I think that people will easily see there'll be two distinct paths, and you have to pick your own.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. We're on the tail end of this today here on this boat parade. So where are we heading now, and where do you think most of these boaters are headed?
Well, we have a sandbar down the way in the river that's about 3 feet deep, and the majority of these people are going to head down upriver, which is south because this river flows north, and they're going to anchor up, have lunch, maybe have a beverage, turn on some music, and enjoy staying cool in the river.
Yes. Enjoy the rest of the day. Well, we have said it multiple times today that we are very appreciative of Dis Me coins. They are on Getter. If you're just tuning in, please go follow them on Getter. They are the reason we are here today. And I want to gift you with this from Dis Me coins. He loves it. Yes.
Boat parade coin.
Oh, no way. 45th limited mintage.
Flip it over.
And on the other side, woo!
Boat parade. Yes.
Boat parade.
So that is for you for being the lead boat today, letting us be here with you, and thank you, Disme, for allowing us to be here as well. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Liz.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. What an awesome interview. And it's so amazing, I think, just to be out here and see people that are so generous with some of their hard work, the fruits of their labor, the fact that he has, first of all, also, if I ever come to Jacksonville, I'm going straight to his marina.
Yes.
Because very nice. And the fact that he's just able to, let his friends use this for the day and come out and celebrate, that is so incredible, so generous. He had no idea who we were when we walked up, and
we pulled up in the car, and they met us at the car saying, welcome, come on aboard, and they've just been very generous and gracious, very good hospitality.
Absolutely, the best hospitality. So anytime there's an excuse to come to Florida for a GOP event or any type of rally, it's one of the best places to come, and I can see why people are moving here. I was talking to Michael off camera. He's one of the developers that we interviewed earlier today, and he was pointing out all of the buildings back there, and I wish you guys, that should have been part of the interview, but it's amazing. The development that's about to happen, that's coming in Jacksonville along St. John's River, is massive. Some of the plans they have for these sky rises and just building multiple use markets, it's amazing.
It's definitely growing, and people are moving here from other parts of the country, and there's a very good reason for that. And I guess to sum up what everybody is saying about Governor DeSantis is the freedom. They feel he loves this state. They feel loved as a resident of this state, and people from all over the country are moving here because of that reason. But yes, Jacksonville is a hot spot for people coming here. Also, tourism is big. We also passed the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars on our route in this boat parade as well. So that's a pretty cool facility. I'm an NFL fan, so it was nice seeing the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm glad one of us knows anything about sports or cam ops. They're going to love you for that.
Yes.
But yeah, no, what an amazing thing. And no, we're not being sponsored by the Florida Tourism Board, because I feel like we are just like hyping it up. This place is just really neat, really fascinating. I love any big city that's got water nearby. I think it's so different than what I'm used to being from Atlanta. So today, for those of you who are just now tuning in, we want to say thank you for tuning in. We are still live with Right Side Broadcasting Network on the St. John's River in Jacksonville, Florida for the 200th birthday of Jacksonville, and also the first ever Flotilla boat parade for Governor Ron DeSantis. This is hosted by the Florida GOP and the Duval GOP. You can follow both of them on Twitter if you're looking to follow them. If these are events that you want to get involved in the future, that's at Florida GOP and at Duval GOP. Don't forget, please, I'm going to just remind you guys, go support Mike Lindell. This man has been incredible for so long to us. Did you get a chance to meet him in Nebraska?
I did.
You had a rally and it was wild.
I met him actually at CPAC in Florida at the beginning of the year too. And so yes, he is wonderful.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. We might not have touched on that, but that man had $2 that went to Auburn, so we love it.
Yes. So yeah, Mike Lindell, he's very patriotic, loves to talk. If you didn't notice.
It makes our job easy, right?
Yes. You ask him one question and he can go for 45 minutes, but it's wonderful. We love Mike.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad you've got to meet him multiple times. And now your first rally was in Nebraska, and that was the rally that got canceled. You had to stay for 2 days. Would you do it again?
I would do it again because Nebraska was very nice to us. Basically, anywhere we've been has been great. The camera off, he was there with us. Yeah, so there were 4 of us stuck in Nebraska for 5 days, Lincoln area. It was rainy, it was windy, and look, I'm from Southeast Texas, and we're prone to hurricanes. So with hurricanes, you have days to evacuate, right? You can go north and just go up to Dallas, Oklahoma even, where, well, it was very windy in Nebraska, and we're not used to tornadoes. So the ladies at the hotel were telling us, this is what you would do if there were a tornado, and we actually have a room here, and I'm thinking, y'all are just giving me seconds. Yeah. I'm used to days, so I'm not used to that type of weather. But at one point we parked the van and it was rocking, and so yeah, I wasn't used to it, but everyone was gracious and nice.
I feel so bad. It was the one event I wasn't at. I was in Mexico.
Event. This was my first event that I got to experience.
Well,
yes.
Hopefully you have many more casual and fun ones. This event's not over here today. We still have Brian Glenn live on a warship, which is absolutely incredible. It is right outside the Hyatt in Jacksonville, Florida, and thousands of people here today to celebrate Jacksonville and Ron DeSantis and freedom, really. So with that being said, we are going to toss back over to Brian in just a minute. Don't forget, you guys, before we conclude today, we're going to announce 3 winners for the Disney coin giveaway. All you have to do is go on Getter and follow at Disney Coin. That's DISME coin. Each winner gets over $225 worth of silver today. Super easy. So go on, follow them, and interact in some way, whether it's a comment, whether you go on their website, Disney Coins, and pick out your favorite coin, screenshot that, make a tweet, say, hey, I really like this design. You'll be entered to win. We are literally just going to go on our phone, scroll for a little bit, think, hey, we like this post, or hey, this person, that was nice what they said. So just interact one way or another.
Are they doing the RSBN discount today?
They are. Great question, Vanessa. So if you go to DisneyCoins.com and use promo code RSBN, you get 10% off your order. Incredible new designs coming soon. So go check that out, and we'll announce those winners, really, I believe, when we get back. But right now we're going to toss it over to the one and only Brian Glenn.
All right, guys, thank you. We're back out here live on the USS Oric, parked just offshore here in front of the Hyatt Regency along the St. Johns River. What a great ship, and we'll go into a little bit of the history here in just a second. But I have one of these fabulous. This is the Disney coin that I know Liz had been talking about. This particular coin is for Space Force. Terrific. It's got the United States Space Force on top. It's got an astronaut looking up. Just a great coin, as we've been talking about Disney coins throughout this broadcast. I encourage everybody to take advantage of the fact that we've got some great promotions over there at Disney, so go check out Disney coins. And they've got not only Space Force, but they've got the MAGA King. They've got President Trump on there. They've got all kinds of great coins. And if you have anybody in your life that's a collector of coins, these make the perfect gift. And Father's Day is coming up here in a couple of weeks, so why not give your father the best coin they could possibly get? And that would be a coin with President Trump on the front of it. So go check it out over at Disney Coin. We certainly appreciate them partnering with us on this. And like I said, we're here on the Oric, and it has been since 1945 to 1982 has served this country. Spent a little bit of time over in Turkey, but now is making its home here in Jacksonville. It is as a museum, and I don't know exactly when they're going to start opening that up for tours, but here shortly. But I know if you live in Northeast Florida, this is definitely the place to go to tour this warship. And after this broadcast, I'm going to walk around and do as much documentation as I can, so I'll push it up on my social media for that. I'm going to bring in Vic Baker here, a longtime committee for Volusia County.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. And you got a little history in the news business yourself. Going back to Buffalo.
40 years in TV news, worked for a CBS affiliate up there, was never involved in politics because I believe you didn't get involved in politics when you were in the media. That rule has changed.
Things have changed a little bit, right?
Things have changed a little bit now, but now that I'm down here and I'm officially retired, I'm still doing the work I did before, but now I can do it for a good, great American cause, the free state of Florida and Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, you love Florida, and it's opened up so many opportunities, not only for businesses, and we saw exactly what happened during the COVID shutdowns, and really killed small business altogether.
Correct, in this state, the governor's having none of it. We stayed open for business. We kept the kids in school. We kept people free. If they don't want to put a jab in their arms because they're afraid of the consequences, they don't have to. If you don't want to wear a mask in Florida, you don't have to. If you want to speak freely in Florida, you can speak freely in Florida.
Yeah, your shirt says "Make America Florida." Yes. I've seen that going viral on Twitter a couple months ago, and let's talk about what that means to make America Florida. I mean, if you live in, New Mexico, you live in Arizona, of course you got some great candidates there with Kerry Lake running for governor who will make Arizona more like Florida, no doubt about it. But if you live in a state right now, New York is a great example. How would you make New York more Florida?
I'll tell you how you make New York more like Florida. You elect Lee Zeldin as your next governor. You kick the incompetent Kathy Hochul out. She's from my hometown, Buffalo, New York area, and I'm sorry, she's in over her head. She doesn't know what she's doing. They still keep trying to put their thumb on people. They don't respect the American people. The government is supposed to be restrained, not the people. We, the people, are supposed to rule. In New York State, that's not the case. They've made some terrible mistakes, and they've hurt people and put people out of business. If we turn New York more like Florida, that state's going to thrive too. They've lost so many people to Florida, and the people coming here are registering Republican.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about the numbers changing so much, guys. I mean, huge swings in some of these counties. It's because they're fleeing blue states coming here and re-registering as Republicans and turning it, which is vital to keeping not only Florida red, but turning a county like Duval that was somewhat purple, keeping it more on the red side.
Volusia County was red from the time it was founded up till 2017. On May the 4th, 2017, we flipped red for the first time. We have since added nearly 30,000 active voters in excess of the Democrats.
We thank you so much, Vic Baker, for joining us here at Duval County GOP. I want to bring in Dean Black once again, and Mr. Black will come in here, and he kind of kicked off this ceremony. I got to tell you, when you walk on this battleship, you get all jacked up with energy, and I think it's you're fed the freedom. You got freedoms going through your veins because you charged this crowd up here earlier.
Two things. It's freedom and it's history. Here we are standing on a World War II battleship. That's history. And then out here on the river, today we made new history with the world's first Governor Ron DeSantis Flotilla. It's history times two.
Yeah, and of course, there is some media that showed up to cover this, and some local media as well, and they were kind of offshore here, and very, why wouldn't you celebrate freedom in Florida? And the Bicentennial of the great city of Jacksonville, Florida, is today. So ironically, this is events happening. We're all celebrating Florida, celebrating Jacksonville, which, by the way, amazing city, one of the biggest cities as far as square miles is concerned, one of the largest footprints of any U.S. city, actually.
Yeah, that's right. It is our bicentennial, so you could say we've been planning this event for 200 years, right? Yeah. And, some of the Democrats were upset. They said that this subtracted somehow from the bicentennial, and nothing could be further from the truth. How ridiculous can you be? Yeah. This did nothing but add to our bicentennial, and the truth is, independents love Governor Ron DeSantis. Republicans do, obviously, but even many Democrats are going to vote for Governor Ron DeSantis. He's the greatest governor in America.
And what's interesting about Florida is northern Florida is quite different than southern Florida. I mean, you go down to the Miami, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, it's got a different feel. You come up to northeast Florida, you got a little bit more pine trees, a little bit more oak trees. The diversity of the state's amazing, and the natural resources here is also amazing. And that's one of the things I think that Ron DeSantis has done, is he's really leveraged the natural resources and the energy and the things you have here that makes Florida almost an independent state, if you will, very much like Texas and other energy-producing states.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, now we're very partial to North Florida. Yeah. And this has been an ultimate battleground here in Jacksonville between the Republicans and the Democrats. But we have actually cut into their voter registration lead by more than 12,000 in the past year, and it's nonstop. We are going to make Duval County red again. We're going to reelect Governor Ron DeSantis.
Amen to that. We appreciate Dean Black joining us here on the warship, and I can't wait to take a tour of this warship. And earlier, I had an opportunity to go into like the dining hall area, and I just envisioned myself back in the day of being on this ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I think it was really offshore of Vietnam at the time. The majority of the time it's spent. So, what a remarkable show. I'm going to bring us some nice ladies over here, all patriotically dressed, and they're all fired up. And of course, come on, let's all come on together. Let's all do this. And, of course, we're live right now on Right Side Broadcasting Network, so thanks for joining us. And we were talking about your hat earlier, a sticker. We're all here to support Governor Ron DeSantis and also support freedom here in this county.
Yes, we are. I'm from Marco Island, and I drove the way here for Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yeah. The best thing about Governor DeSantis is what? I mean, what was the one thing that he did that made you go, yeah, that's the reason why I voted for this guy?
He stands up to injustice, and he says no, and he tells them, we're not doing it.
Do you think a lot of other states wish their governor was more like Ron DeSantis?
I know they do. I know they do.
Other states wish their governor was more like Ron DeSantis. As I said before, he's the example of what America should look like.
I just talked about having a boat parade in Jacksonville, and the thought that we're on a warship was leadership, strength, and courage. I couldn't think of a better warship to have something like this. He couldn't be on a regular boat. He's got to be on this boat here.
Yeah.
It's a ship, right?
This Marine could tell you the difference, okay?
I don't want to get tossed off this warship right now. But let's talk about the future of Florida. And, of course, you have a lot of people moving down here, not only for the escape the cold temperatures, but we want to make sure when they move down here, they check that liberal card at the state line and don't bring those nasty politics down in our backyard.
New York and New York, okay? You're welcome here, but leave it back there.
Well, me coming from Puerto Rico, I know the Puerto Ricans moving here are looking for better opportunity and to be free from the corruption that's in our country. So we're happy to be here, and we're supporting Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. I agree.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so, yeah. Okay, let's talk about as far as President Trump. Obviously, he calls, there you go, fist pump on that. Mar-a-Lago is just about, 5 hours south of here, just on the east coast of Florida there. Greatest accomplishment from President Trump was what?
Oh, my God, the economy. The economy was the best. I'm a small business owner, and it was amazing. It was really good.
Yeah, economy, like she said. He said what he was going to do, and he did it.
What he did for veterans, I was his veterans person, and so it's to take care of veterans first. We can take care of everybody else, but they forget our veterans should be taken care of first. Yeah, absolutely. My father's retired Navy, so definitely with the veteran support. Also, mainly common sense leadership. Not only did he do what he said he was going to do, he just put things into perspective, and he worked on the behalf of all of the citizens.
Yeah, even during the peak COVID times, the inflationary rate was 0.6, and we just saw what those numbers look like the other day. We're almost 9%. So you talk about what he has done to the economy. And if you didn't think that President Trump was a businessman, just look about what he did the last 4 years and where we're at now. 15 months or 18 months into a Biden administration, we've got price of gas, and I don't know what it is in this neck of the woods.
Horrible. It's almost $5.
Yes, terrible.
Food's gone up.
Yeah, Florida's hot enough, you might lose some weight riding that bicycle too, man, I'm telling you.
I worry about these families. A lot of them are only one paycheck away, and it just breaks my heart.
It does, and of course the price of food has gone up. The last time you went to the grocery store and you kind of did your normal list there, your spending is doubled, right?
Yeah, it doubled.
And for small business owners, it's really difficult because our employees depend on us. So, it's tough. Stuff all around.
And as a small business owner, if you have a restaurant or you have a product, the PPO, the Producer Price Index, of what it costs to make the goods, if it goes up 10%, then obviously you have to raise your prices 10%. And unfortunately, the consumer has to bear the brunt of that. And the fact that Joe Biden came on a couple days ago and kind of gloated how great the economy was, that we were going to outpace China, makes me kind of go, where is he getting his information from?
I thought he was talking about the Trump economy, but I don't even think he knows where he's at.
I don't think he knows where he's at. He's not all there.
He wakes up on a different day.
Yeah,
exactly. Doesn't know what day it is.
What day it is. And, of course, he's going to know what day it is on November 8th of 2022, because I think we're going to see 100-seat swing, if possibly more. At least 60, maybe 100. I think people are fed up of what they've seen the last 18 months, and they're gonna walk to the voting polls and they're gonna vote accordingly. They're gonna put all the lies that they've heard about President Trump and the economy and what we did, and they know, they feel it. Action is going to speak a lot louder than words, and so I'm just glad that a lot of. Let me ask you a question. A lot of independents, a lot of Democrats, maybe friends and family coworkers, have they woken up?
I did. Okay. I was an independent a year ago, And I was just disgusted.
Incredible. So just a year ago, you were independent.
Yes, over a year ago. And so I'm a constitutionalist, a patriot, just like her, a veteran. It's like we have to make the difference and make the change. And people cannot get complacent. I cannot stress that enough. Get out there. Get people to vote. Get people to swap over to the Republican side. We have to make this better for our children and our grandchildren. I cannot express that enough.
Yep, she's right.
Coworkers, friends that have kind of woken up.
The Hispanic community has woken up. I mean, President Trump opened the door and we came back in, and now we're more of us are coming back to the party, which is our home.
Yeah, how about you? Any examples of that?
I've had a few veterans that were on the other side and they've come over to the right side now.
And even in my community, I have a lot of African Americans that have woken up. So many they can just look at it. It's the proof is in the pudding. So we don't really have to say much. So just sit back and look at it.
It really is. What he did for the African American community is amazing. And Joe Biden loves to play that race card. He loves to talk about, he loves to divide us for one thing. And I know we can all say, and we looked on the.
He wants to keep us fighting against each other. People, we all are human beings. We all bleed red blood. That's right. Do not take the bait and fight against each other. Come together as a nation. We have to do this. I'm telling you, if we don't do this, we will become Canada, Australia, Venezuela, yes.
That was just in the 90s. People forget that was just the other day that happened.
It wasn't too long ago, and that's what they want to do. They want to divide us racially and politically, and with the COVID lockdowns, even divide us on that. And then, of course, you're pro-life, pro-choice. They want that huge division. So that's what they do. And I said this earlier, and I'm not. This is not a joke, but I can't recall any event that the left or the Democrats put on similar to this. Is there a Biden boat parade that I'm missing? And if there is one, I'll go cover it because I just want to see who shows up.
They're in the basement.
They're in the bathtub.
To interrupt you. Oh, sorry. I'm from Venezuela. Okay, Venezuela was destroyed because of socialism. Okay, I'm here in this country now. I'm a U.S. citizen to defend this nation. This nation, we need to protect it. We need to get involved. Latino from everywhere, we need to get involved. Go and vote right because we understand family values. So we need to do that. Thank you, sir.
And they're they do. Yeah, what she said. And also, I live in Texas, and I know along the Rio Grande Valley, a lot of counties that were dominated by Democrats are now waking up because they see what a loose, broken border situation can result in those counties with not only a lot of crime coming over, drugs pouring in, it's affecting the family. So to your point, if we don't have a border, we don't have a nation. If we don't have a nation, we don't have rules, and we don't have any sovereignty in the world.
That's right, and we're about faith, family, and freedom. That's what we want.
That's the common thread that unites us all together, no matter what race or background you come from. We're all children under God, but main thing, we keep God first in everything we do.
I was just like, I've never heard of a Biden boat parade or even a Biden flag waving parade. And we've been out in Mar-a-Lago several times on these flag waving events and thousands of people line the streets there. I think it's beautiful. But honestly, if you're a part of a Biden boat parade, shoot me a DM on social media. I would love to go cover it because I just don't know if they're celebrating American freedom like we are. We're on a dadgum world ship for crying out loud. I mean, how much more freedom loving can you get? We love this country. We love freedom. I mean, I don't know how you top this, but in all seriousness, I don't see that. I see the American flag as being painted as, racism, bigoted, hatred, and you and I all can agree that the American flag it's freedom. It's about God, family, future, faith.
Exactly. It was founded from our forefathers. That's why many of the forefathers have fought and many have died and sacrificed is to keep this land free. So that's what we're here to do. So we all united. We're all sisters and we're all united. We still have to keep that mission going. And
see, this is a good picture of diversity, right?
Hey, this is what America looks like, folks. This is all different backgrounds, origins, but one love for country and love for each other, and one nation under God. That's it. And that might be the biggest difference between the left and the right. Because let me tell you, let me get on my soapbox real quick. Let me go ahead and step in the pulpit right quick. Here's the difference. Conservatives, we get our happiness from God, right? He fulfills us, right? We get our trust, our faith, our hope is in God, right? It's not on man or government. The left puts all of their faith, all of their hope on man and government in a broken world. So when the world doesn't go right, they freak out because they don't have anything else to turn to. Can I get an amen to that? I'm telling you, that is the biggest difference, and that's why they're always so angry. Why is the left always so angry?
Because they don't have God.
They're miserable. Yeah, they're miserable.
Protesting everything. Everything is wrong.
So in Matthew 6:33, God says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." And that's what we're doing. We're putting the priority first. Our priority is in God, and we're just aligning ourselves up with God. So when we do that, God will definitely open up doors, and He will see like what we are. We can overcome our differences. We can all unite for the.
Get an amen to that. You guys are great. I love you. Yes, ma'am.
I want to say something to the Latino. Well, sometimes we confuse democracy with Democrats. No, please. Go and do your research. It's not the same like when we came from our country about democracy. And also another thing that we get confused, progressive with progress. It's totally different thing. Go and look at the dictionary and you will see the word, what that means progressive. Okay? So,
if you want to speak in Spanish, go ahead. We have a lot of maybe Spanish people that watch us right now. Go ahead.
Bueno, mi familia latina, yo soy de Venezuela, por favor, yo les quiero pedir que en estas elecciones en noviembre vayan a votar, porque necesitamos el voto republicano para defender esta nación. O de otra manera tenemos que ir otra vez a Venezuela, Cuba, o no sé, pero tenemos que defender esta nación, por favor. No solamente por nosotros, sino por sus hijos y los hijos de sus hijos. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Amen to that. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. High five on that. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. I don't know what you just said, but God bless. No, it was good. That's what it's all about here. You know, it's all about people uniting for faith and freedom. Let me step aside. There's a St. John's River behind us. Obviously, the parade has dispersed. A lot of people have gone their own direction as they were scheduled to do anyway. But we're here live and kind of still giving you a good glimpse of what's going on along the St. John River. We want to remind everybody also to please go follow us on all social media platforms, because this is the best way to follow us as news breaks. And we've in this constant news cycle where we've got things happening in the Supreme Court, we've got things happening around the country with primaries, different elections that are going on. So I just want to encourage everybody to take the time to follow us on social media. You can follow me at Brian Glenn TV across the board. And also you can follow Right Side, because this is the way we spread information. We want to make sure that we get the message out. Tag a friend on this broadcast as well, because a lot of times our feeds are suppressed by big tech social media. So it would be great to be able to share this broadcast, getting these eyeballs on it as possible as we continue to do. I'm bringing you guys in here. Here we go. Here we're going to meet now.
Alexandria Compere. She is the secretary for the Clay County Republican Party. She is also a candidate for county commissioner in District 2 in Clay County, which incorporates Oakleaf, which borders up to Jacksonville. A lot of growth in that area and all.
A lot of growth. You come on in, Alexandra. I was on my plane here. We had some people that lived in the Jacksonville area, and they talked about the growth around this city and how many people are moving here, and how certain areas were rural and undeveloped are now got houses and businesses booming.
Oh, yeah. North Florida is so attractive to the rest of the country. Why not? We have an amazing governor, and he's doing great things, and it makes North Florida very attractive. So no surprise there. No surprise.
Okay, let's talk about your district, too, and some of the concerns there and exactly what you're running for.
So I'm running for county commission. District 2 is part of Oakleaf, part of Orange Park, part of Middleburg. And what I'm running for is concern about the growth, making sure that we're managing it well, but also making sure that our community has a voice, right? One of the things that I always get asked is, why am I running? And I think that this country is great, our community is great, and we can't expect that to always be true. We've got to get involved, and so I'm really excited about that.
How can people get more information about your campaign and all the good stuff that you stand for?
Well, I have a website, alexandracompare.com, and they can reach me on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Feel free to reach out. Yeah.
Shoot her a DM and ask her how people can donate too, because let me tell you something: campaigning is not cheap. You got to spend a little bit of money.
That's absolutely right. So please feel free to contribute to the campaign.
There you go. You're contributing to freedom is what you're doing with her. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and toss. We're back. And as a reminder, we've got great patriots like Mike Lindell and My Pillow. And if he was here right now, matter of fact, I invited him here, but he had something he had to do today in Florida at another event, or he would be here. I can assure you that, because he is all about faith, family, and freedom. And so I'm going to go ahead and toss and wrap up. And I'll be right back as we're live on the USS Oric in Jacksonville, Florida.
Broussard here on the lead GOP yacht with Liz Willis. We are just about ending here today. This is where we started at the Lambs Yacht Center, and we are wrapping up at the Lambs Yacht Center right now. It's been a fun day, fun-filled day, patriotic day, dozens and dozens of boats here for Governor Ron DeSantis. And I found a friend who I've been hanging out with today. This is Jenna. How are you?
I'm great.
We have been watching all of the beautiful houses on the shoreline, looking at the landscaping and picking out which houses that we like.
Definitely. Yes, lots of great ones.
So let's talk about you. You are from and live here in Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville, yes. I am a CPA turned recruiter here. So love Jacksonville.
And you were talking earlier about how prices have gone up and it's really affecting you. Now, you're lucky to work from home, but you do know people who are hesitant to go back to work, and that's due to gas prices.
Correct, definitely. With the gas prices on the rise, more and more people are requesting, to work remotely still. Otherwise, we're seeing in this market that wages are having to increase, for people to make that commute into the office. So that's been a huge, it's huge, honestly, to get, people to go back to work in the office. It's hard to pay those gas prices right now.
It really is. And then when you add on grocery prices as well.
Oh, inflation is through the roof with grocery prices, baby formula. We've got people, sending, on Instagram, look at, Publix has this much, let me know if you want me to grab you any. It's ridiculous right now.
Is. And I have a baby at home, and it was hard for me for the longest time to find baby formula, and I'm just one of millions of mothers out there who are struggling right now. And on top of meat prices going up, eggs, you name it, going to the grocery store just for a couple of items, it gets very pricey.
You cannot walk out of the grocery store, under $150, $200. It's out of control.
And I think Governor DeSantis has eyes on that, and he's willing to help Floridians at least get a handle on that inflation coming from the Biden administration. Let's talk about COVID. You lived through it here in Florida, and you were really happy with Governor DeSantis's response.
I was. I think it was extremely important, to start, reopening Florida, get our kids back into school, get people back working. That was huge, and I think that Governor DeSantis did an awesome job with that.
And also no masks. When a lot of the country was wearing masks still, Governor DeSantis says go freely.
Correct, and I totally agree with that, and I think he did the right thing.
All right, let's talk about your hat. Let's change subjects real quick. You're a golf fan.
I am. I'm a huge golf fan. And I'm so excited Justin Thomas signed this hat, and he was the second-time PGA Championship winner, so it's special to me.
Did I overhear you earlier say you're still a Tiger fan?
I am a Tiger fan.
I am too.
Oh, are you?
Always.
Awesome. Yeah, Tiger Woods all the way.
And you're also a boutique shopper. Shameless plug here. I own a boutique, small business owner back in Texas. It's called Zaza's Boutique. And as soon as you found out, you said, I have to follow you on Instagram because you love shopping boutiques and small businesses. It's very important to shop local.
Right, exactly. And, small businesses suffered a lot through, COVID. My sister also is a small business boutique owner through Etsy, and that's my way to prefer to shop is boutiques, and I can't wait to go check yours out.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Jenna, well, it was nice getting to hang out with you today, and you're being videoed right now, so you can go back and watch later on. Thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. We are wrapping up here today, Liz. Heading into dock.
Yeah, you can finally see this beautiful marina that we talked about earlier, Lambs Marina. We're pulling in and you get a view of all of these incredible boats. There's nothing I love more than just a beautiful summer day on boats. I don't get it very often. I know boats are quite a luxury, but what a wonderful day it's been here in Florida. Now I'm going to ask you to hold these really quick. If you have any, you're welcome to show them Actually, if you don't mind showing them, and while I speak, because right now I'm going to jump onto Getter in just a few seconds. So if you haven't already, go on Getter and follow at DismeCoin. That's at DISMECOIN. They helped get us here today. They helped us get to dozens of rallies before, and we're so excited to partner with them. So they're doing a massive giveaway, and all you have to do is go on Getter and follow at DismeCoin and leave some sort of comment. In 30 seconds, I am going on to their account, and I'm going to pull up their followers and choose 3 people, whether it's a comment that I see or a follow or a repost, whatever it may be. Vanessa, I'll let you choose one too. Okay, so we'll look at my phone. So give it about 30 seconds. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we're not going anywhere just yet. We've still got Brian Glenn on board the Orlick, that warship you've been seeing with so many incredible people. Some of those interviews he's gotten today from Florida representatives in the Florida GOP have been so just wonderful and enlightening and encouraging to hear. Florida is the state, I think, that gives a lot of people hope throughout the rest of the country. You can see that when you put in the right leadership, what that will give you in return. So Georgia, if you're listening, take notes. You missed a few points on those primaries, but maybe next year, okay? Florida has absolutely killed it. You can tell by the people we've met today. The hospitality, some of these small businesses that aren't so small anymore, they're booming. The developer we met, and Jenna, who just spoke earlier as well. I mean, what a wealth of knowledge.
And
so
we've also seen headquarters located here too. So company headquarters. So not only are businesses moving here, companies they're moving their main headquarters to Florida because it's just a great place to locate.
it's something huge to think about. I would be in either Texas or Florida, I think, if I was a business owner.
Well, I'm a Texas girl, and a lot are moving to Texas as well. And you know, we've been talking about the USS Orlick, and I'm sure Brian hit on this as well, but it was actually docked in Orange, Texas for a long time. Orange, Texas, that's the area where I'm from, Southeast Texas. And so it's good to see it here in Florida, now docked here today for this special event.
Amazing. It sounds like we're docking right now. You can hear it. I love watching them like lift the buoys and put everything in. I've never been good at that, but it's really fun to watch.
It's a job for everybody, and it's not for us.
That's right. So we're gonna head and choose 3 winners before we send it back over to Brian. I'm gonna choose 2, and then I'm gonna let you just look at my phone and just find someone you like. So if you haven't already, go follow right now before Vanessa chooses her 2. I went ahead and screenshotted 2 comments I'll share with y'all. I thought they were just a second ago. This one, just because they were really nice to us.
Okay.
So if I mention your name, please DM me. I will try and reach out to you, but in case I'm not able to, DM me or DismeCoin and let them know. Of course, we'll double check it, but we'll get your prizes out to you in no time, and I'll let you know which one of the 3 prizes you won today. One person gets a copper set. That's the 3rd place prize. Second place prize, or there's 3. There's no places. One person gets a silver set, and one person gets a picture frame, all around valued at $225 worth of precious metal. So the first winner, at Rasketeer Man. Congratulations. He said, RSBN reporters are American patriots, and they report real news. RSBN should be commended for their work, keeping America and Americans informed. Thank you, and keep up the great work. DismeCoins are beautiful. I'd love to have one. How could I not choose that? You know? Okay. Yes. So the second one I chose is a comment I saw, and this one is more about focusing on the coins, which is just why this one spoke out to me. So that is SoDAC, or SoDuck, because I know they're from Dakota, so it's supposed to be like South Dakota, so SoDAC, I don't know, 76. My favorite coin is the convoy coin. Why? Because the truckers were fighting for their rights and everyone else's rights. We are strong people, and we will not give up the fight. I am proud. I am from South Dakota, and I'm proud of our freedoms that our governor, Kristi Noem, let us keep. Proud to be an American. Freedom is what we are fighting for. God bless.
Oh, that's great.
So, had to do it.
Truckers.
Love it. All right, I'm going to put you over on their Getter account, and you just...
It's going to be live.
Yeah, we're going to do this live. All right. Looks like they have 250 followers today. Make sure you give them a follow, and scroll for a second. Let's see who gets that 3rd giveaway winner today. We love a giveaway. I want to thank everyone while she's pulling one up for tuning in. There's a few companies that I really encourage y'all to shop at. Companies that, of course, support our values, but RSBN as well, because we want to be here without your generous donations as well as your support to MyPillow. That promo code RSBN works at MyPillow for up to 66% off your entire order. You can also use promo code RSBN at DismeCoins for 10% off and feel free to do that. But honestly, I think there's a Father's Day discount that's even bigger. It might be like 20 or 30% for code Father's Day. So check that one out as well. Just go to their website, Disney Coins, look at what they're offering. But
I'm still looking, Liz.
all you fathers out there, thank you for just being there, being a part of your children's lives and keeping those families whole and being there for the kids. That's such an important figure to them. And shout out to my dad. Can't wait to celebrate Father's Day very soon. I know that those coins or a product from My Pillow, I know anyone on this boat would like either of those items. We actually gave away a few of the coins today and they were so excited. They're like, wait, what, I get to keep this? So it was really neat. And I think everyone here just really enjoyed seeing the love and support for their country today. What an incredible event. I really encourage you, if you have time, to possibly organize an event, a boat parade in your city. What a wonderful way to celebrate our freedoms and even your success as hardworking Americans. Doesn't matter if it's a small boat or a mega yacht. You saw all walks of life out here today celebrating. And it's just a great way to get some vitamin C, make your body get some sunshine. Yeah. Have you found a winner?
I have.
All right.
Jack's Flip Flop Gal, you are our third winner. She says, thank you for supporting our great President Trump and our Governor Ron DeSantis. God bless you all.
Oh, that's perfect. I love it. I love all three of them. We will we'll try and reach out to those via Disney Coins or my personal account later. Again, if you don't hear for some reason, either way, please reach out to me. Send me a tweet. Say, hey, I was a winner today and I'll need to get in touch. I'll give you my email so I can get your shipping address and we can get those prizes out to you immediately. If you didn't win today, don't be discouraged. Again, promo code RSBN for big discount savings at DisneyCoins.com. You can still get some wonderful items and save some money while supporting conservative businesses. Same goes for MyPillow.com. Promo code RSBN up to 66% off. We've got a lot looking forward to. Before I toss back over to Brian, I just want to remind you guys, we have 2 President Trump speeches next week. So if you're not already signed up for our newsletter, make sure you do that so that we can let you know exactly when and where they're going to be. You can sign up for our newsletter by going to rsbnetwork.com/newsletter. Again, that's rsbnetwork.com/newsletter. Those go out once a week, and they have all the top articles for the week, as well as anything you need to know about what we're going to be covering. Vanessa, any final words before we toss back to Brian?
Yes, follow the newsletter, but also I love the app. The app is my favorite because I get those notifications straight to my phone, the alerts when we're live, also any breaking news that comes out. So if you have any availability to download the app, please do so, RSBN.
Perfect. Well said. And I actually have my app notifications off. I don't encourage that at all. Only for me because I'm literally always there. Yes. So I can't have my phone going off while I'm trying to go live. But other than that, the app, I'm so glad you reminded us of that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Follow at RSB Network. And we're sending it back to Brian Glenn from that warship.
All right, guys, we are back out here live on the warship, the USS Orlick. And, you know, they were talking about Disney Coins, and Dean Black joined me to kind of recap everything here and close it out. I've got the Space Force coin, and I love this.
All right, yeah. We love our military here in Jacksonville, and that's why we have the state's only Naval War Museum in the form of a warship docked right downtown. This is a Navy town. We love the military. We especially love the Navy. I'm an Air Force veteran myself, so the guys I served with will forgive me because we are a Navy town here in Jacksonville. We just have to say it like that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give you one of those Disney coins when we wrap it up here. But final thoughts on this first ever Flotilla Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis boat parade. Pretty impressive.
The first history-making Governor Ron DeSantis flotilla has happened here in Jacksonville, and I would have to call that a giant aquatic exclamation point. It really made a statement. It really made a statement today. You could see and feel the energy. I mean, people surging down the river, the people on the shore waving and cheering America's governor. And we have a governor who embodies conservative values in this nation. And honestly, what Florida has going on here that we popularly refer to as the free state of Florida, it gives hope to the whole country.
It does. And so as Florida moves past, we want all the other states to move in the same direction as Florida. So if you live in a state right now like New York, or, you know, maybe I know Pennsylvania's got great hope with some of the Mastriano governorship moving forward. So if you live in one of these states that is on the fringe of maybe being taken over by the left, it's good for all of us to get together and be more like Florida. Be more like Florida.
We're going to make America Florida.
Yes, we should. Yes,
Yeah.
we should. A lot of people in this country, we love Florida weather. We love a little bit rainy, but we love these warm temperatures.
Yeah, we do. And, freedom, liberty, limited government, low taxes, a thriving economy that supports free enterprise, and respect for our constitutional rights, including the Second Amendment. That's what we do here in Florida. We've done it for years on end, and that's why we have the prosperity that we have. And it's a beacon of hope to these misgoverned, misled states like California, like New Jersey and New York and all of these other states. And their citizens are voting with their feet. Yeah. They are leaving. They're moving to Florida. They like what we have here, and they reject what they have there. The people who live in those states need to reject it there. They need to take their cities, their states back.
Yeah. Dean Black, thanks for joining us once again for final thoughts here on the USS Oric. And as we've been telling you this entire broadcast, we rely on patriots like yourself. So if you want to go to our website, sign up for not only our newsletter, Grace Saldana, Alex Caldwell, and Summer Lane, and a staff of writers there. We'll write about articles and topics that mean most to you, patriots. And so please sign up for our newsletter. It's absolutely free. It comes out every Wednesday. Just put your emails, a couple little things you need to fill out. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to sell your information out to a third-party company. It just goes straight to you. So please sign up for our newsletter and stay in touch with what's going on right now, because I said this earlier, and I just heard Liz talking about this. We've got some great things coming up next week, 2 speeches from President Trump that we're going to carry those across our platforms. But we've also got some very historical announcements coming up, and we're going to be on top of everything. So you got to get our app. You got to follow us on social media, but you got to sign up for that newsletter as well. That's one great way to stay in touch. And plus, please go to rspnetwork.com/donate. That's another great way to donate to this company. And we've had some people talk to us here and said, "Man, you guys have come a long way." And I'm like, "Yeah, we have, but we've only come a long way because of viewers like you." We were viewer supported way before we had any kind of sponsors on this show. So thanks to you, patriots that are watching us right now, thanks to the moderators who go in these chats to make sure everyone's staying within the lanes here. Thanks to you, we're able to grow this company to a size that we never thought we'd ever get to. And I had a very prominent GOP person here tell me today that he looked me dead in the eye and said, "You know what? You guys are the future of media in this country, and thank God you do what you do." Because there was a few local media here that was covering it just from a bicentennial standpoint, not really necessarily a Governor DeSantis standpoint. There was national media here on the boat. They weren't around here. They were on the other side. We were the only conservative news outlet right here where everything was going on. So if it wasn't for you guys years ago, back on June 7th of 2014 to be exact, that you guys stepped forward and really made this company grow. So we want to thank everybody watch us right now, whether you just found us last week or you've been here from the beginning. It's because people like you that were able to do events like this and serve this country. And if you remind you, in 2016, we had hundreds and hundreds of millions of views for President Trump. And I think that we were an instrumental part of getting him in the White House. So we will continue to fight for America First values and America First candidates. I can promise you that. We are not going to compromise our values and what we stand for as a network. So if you're watching this right now, and you can rest assured that we are putting America first, we're putting God first, and we're putting every one of our broadcasts with the best perspective of how can we all make this world a better place. And so we appreciate any donation that you can give us over on our rspnetwork.com/donate. We appreciate that. And then support people like Disney. I have a Disney coin in my pocket. I'm going to give it to Dean Black before I leave, the Space Force coin. I've got all kinds of coins here. Go collect those. Go buy those and give them out. It's a great Father's Day gift. Also go to mypillow.com as well and pick out something for your dad. I personally like the towels, so go load up on the towels for that. But dude, support these companies that support us. That's what it's down to, because when you look at some of the national TV, some of the national news networks, and you see who's sponsoring them, Obviously, they're not there to sell products, because if they were selling products, they'd be advertising with us, because this is where the American people are watching. So walk away from those guys and come and support the advertisers that are partnering themselves with us. Is very important. So go support them as well. And don't forget to follow us on Rumble as well. Rumble has absolutely been outpacing a lot of views that we have, our app as well. So make sure you're following us across all these platforms, and follow me as well. And when we're done here and they're about ready to take these tents down and get us off this ship, we're going to walk around here. Follow me on social media, Brian Glenn TV on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you find the right one on Facebook, the one that's got the verified check mark. That's the account that I post a lot of my stuff on. So follow us there, and on Truth Social as well. We'll throw up some behind-the-scenes footage of this amazing warship that has spent so much time. And fun fact for you: this ship was stationed off the coast of Vietnam. He told me that basically it was used to take out different power plants off. They would send and they blow up some power grids. So it was kind of the ghost of Vietnam, I think is what it was deemed. So just a historical boat here, and a warship. I was corrected by that one lady, warship. So we're just proud to be on this. Thanks to everyone back at Master Control for hanging in with us on this Saturday. Coming up later today, the great candidate for governor there in the state of Arizona, Kari Lake, is at a walkaway event, an inaugural event there in Scottsdale, Arizona. Brandon Strzok organized the walkaway movement. And what that is basically a movement that opens people up to the lies of the left and for Democrats to walk away. And we met some here today and become someone that has conservative values and seeing the truth in life. And so that starts tonight, I believe 7 o'clock Mountain Time is when that is. Go check our social media. We'll have Kari Lake speaking with Brandon Strzok, and it's called Carried Away. That's tonight at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I invite everybody to go and watch that here. I'm going to step aside. Enough of me. I'm going to leave you with this beautiful ship. And as I always say, with every single broadcast. Until next time, everybody, goodbye, God bless, from the USS Oric in Jacksonville, Florida. We'll see you later.